Hi guys, and welcome to the second episode of DrawIT series where I will draw Tristana, League of Legends champion fan art with new skin design. We will talk about design of the piece, 1-point perspective, ambient occlusion, splash art of LOL series and more, so sit down, relax and let's get going. And again, some general questions and tips and tricks will be introduced by updated Captain Question Kid and Tips and Tricks Boy. For this piece I wanted to try something different, as I never do this kind of characters. Splash art of League of Legends game is one of the best out there. They follow fundamental rules of thirds and love to play with 1-point perspectives, which are tough to do with all the foreshortening. So I wanted to try it out and it was very challenging. As you saw on the start of the video, I made a simple stick figure to imitate motion and foreshortening on the perspective below. In this phase, be sure that your focal point, head, is on the third of the page and that everything follows perspective you have added before. Don't be afraid to change many positions with simple stick figure. Those represent bones and three main parts of the body from which motion is coming from. Once you are satisfied with the dynamics of the pose, you can start on line art.
Dynamics of the characters essentially starts with three major parts of the body, and those are head, torso and pelvis. Be sure to use stick figure during this process and not go into all the detailing, because you can always change proportions later. Focus on the motion.
So, in this part, you are working on ambient occlusion.
Yeah, ambient occlusion is interesting technique in which essentially you are drawing the shadows of ambient light. Just imagine all the places where light cannot get in, just like small crevices and folds, places where objects are touching each other. Remember that you're not using direct light in this phase, only ambient, so there is no direct shadows from it. You can, during this process, add direct light and shadow, just be sure to do it on another layer so you can change lighting as you see fit.
While working on ambient occlusion, put your line art layer opacity to 10 to 15% so you can see where to draw it. When finished, blending mode of ambient occlusion layer is set to multiply.
Sadly, background painting video file was corrupted, so we will just skip ahead.
What was the idea behind the outfit design?
Well, I wanted to do some steampunk, and after searching through many champions of League of Legends, I wanted to do something that I'm not familiar with. Tristana and Poppy came to mind. I have chosen Tristana and will do Poppy sometimes in the future too. For this version I have chosen to do steampunk design with two cannons, so gold, leather and fabric are three materials I have used for it. I wanted to put nice looking shoes and purple dress with stripes, which at the end looked pretty cool. And of course don't forget all that battle damage on weapon and leather. At first I wanted to put smoke coming out of the cannons, but as picture progressed it was only natural to change it to red hot metal and heat haze.
If you have trouble with outfit idea, check out some fashion designs, watch movies and read steampunk novels and build up your visual library with it. There are plenty of resources online to check. Overall, it is very good thing to research the theme you are working on if you are not familiar with it.
How to choose color for the character?
Well, it is tough for me, let me say that. While I'm choosing my materials, I'm thinking of what colors they should be, or what colors they are. For instance, brass and steel metals have different colors, so choose wisely. Of course, while studying the theme you want to draw, you increase the knowledge of what color works. But don't forget to experiment, don't always go by the rules. They are meant to be broken, or at least bent. Color theory is a vast subject and very tricky, but I will try to simplify it as much as I can do. Basically, you start with basic colors called primary colors, and those are red, yellow and blue. And mixing those you get secondary colors, which are orange, purple and green. Mixing primary and secondary colors you get tertiary colors, which are vermilion, amber, teal, violet and others. Colors can also be warm and cool and have three basic parameters, and those are hue, chroma and value. Hue is basically what you would call color or maybe color name, so blue, yellow, orange, red or any other. Chroma is the intensity of the color from bright or saturated to dull. Third component of the color value is lightness and darkness of the color.
Basic color schemes that are widely used are complementary, analog, triadic, split complementary, tetradic and square. It is important to remember these.
Also, colors have various meanings, and it is a major part of understanding how to do specific effect on people who are looking at your art. Colors can have different representing effects and variations. For example, red have an effect of love and passion, but also can have negative fields to it, like anger and violence. Red can prompt the release of adrenaline and make heart rate go faster. It relates to physical desire and action, movement and passionate love or hate. But red variations like maroon, burgundy and others can have slightly different effects, like thoughtful actions instead of impulsive ones, determination instead of uncontrolled passion and others. Knowing meaning of colors brings you closer to paint the effect you wanted from your piece.
don't forget about hue, chroma and value.
Can you tell us more about this part? How did you imagine the lightning and the colors of those?
I have already figured out the light in my head and missed the step I usually do first, adding direct light after ambient occlusion phase, so I have decided to add light during coloring. I knew I wanted cold light from top right and did previously background, which gave me local color for light which will fall on character. And then it's just technical work, no more thinking in this phase. I have my lights. It is now just detailing, cleaning up and working till the end canvas. I usually do materials new and then add battle damage to it if needed. Somehow, when it comes to detailing and finalizing work, it comes very easy, since all the hard stuff, fundamentals are done. I'm constantly going back to the fundamentals, which we all should do. I always warn new artists to learn fundamental first and don't do as I did, learning the wrong way and losing all that precious time.
Fundamentals are composition, perspective, values, color and lighting, and of course human and animal anatomy. Also build your knowledge by researching a lot through books, documentaries and movies.
And that's a wrap for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed and see you next time.
See you guys.
Just keep drawing, just keep drawing, draw.